Alright, so I want to show off how to make your own weapons and add your own ship models to the Starship Fighter Pack, right? I want to make this quick because I made a much longer form. It turned out to be 2 hour video, so I want to make a quick one on this. So, as you can see, I have the default ship. There's a bunch of weapons, right? And adding weapons is relatively easy. So, you have a data table, and that's found in the blueprint framework data tables. Right? You don't need to make your own data table. In fact, that would not work because the data table, I mean, you'd have to do some other things to make it work, but it's using this data table. So just use this data table. Here it is here. And in order to make your own weapon, you just hit add new row to the data table. Don't have to change the name, nothing. All you got to do is fill in all of this information here. Now, you don't have to fill in any of it. Of course, it won't have any effects or whatnot. But the stuff that you do have to fill in is the weapon name, right? If you're using a projectile-based weapon, you have to either make your own projectile or use one of the existing ones. Now, making your own projectile, so if we go into blueprints, player projectile, there's a master projectile. Okay? So you have a charged projectile master and you have the actual master. If you're not making a charged projectile, you don't need to subclass that. You can just do the regular master projectile. So what you would do is you right click on it, create child blueprint. Right? Now, when you create a child, let's just use any one of these as an example. There's a bunch of things for you not to edit. There's a reason why you don't edit these. It's because they're getting updated in the properties here. So they, as you can see, they're the same properties, right? The color and the effect system and sound and all this other stuff. They're all updated here. These are the colors and so on, right? So the data table controls all of that and it overrides anything that's in the projectile. So you don't want to edit none of that. You can change the projectile initial speed and max speed. What that will do is make it so that that projectile, well, yeah, it'll make it so that that projectile will travel at the speed that you want it at. The max speed is the speed that it'll be when the weapon is fully powered up. Again, I go into this deeper in a much longer video, so I'm just going to skip over stuff like that because I don't want this turned into a 2 hour video. 10 minutes should probably be what I'm looking for. But anyway, so other than that, that's it. That's all you need to do. And of course, if you want to edit your projectile itself, you know, you want to bring in your own mesh and your own system. I don't know why that's even that system, but I'll just ignore that. Um, you know, you could add the Niagara system here. It's not going to do anything because it gets it from here, but um, you know, if you want to visualize it or whatever. So what you would do is you just add your projectile mesh. You'd put in your Niagara system so you can visualize it, and then move it around where you want. And then you're done. So the projectile would be done. Then you can add it here. So let's just put that one for argument's sake, whatever. Then you need to, you know, put the sounds if you want them. If you don't, they won't. They just won't play. The muzzle system. Again, if you don't want a muzzle system to go off when you're shooting from the ship, you don't need to. You can pick any one of these systems. If you use any of the systems I've included, or if you want to extend any of them, then they're already all set up to use the weapon colors. So the color will dictate the type of look, right? And you can use the muzzle system is what obviously is the muzzle when you shoot. The effect system is the effect that's either attached to the projectile or it's the whole effect for the hit scan weapon. Because you can use either projectiles or hit scan. The hit system is the system that'll fire off when you hit something. And you have a Boolean hit scan. So if it's going to be a hit scan weapon, you're going to select that. Even if you select the projectile, it doesn't matter. The projectile won't show up unless it's a charged weapon. So if you come down here and go to charged, then the projectile that you would select here would show up as you're charging, but then it would disappear and the hit scan system would take effect. So you need to fill in the. You don't need to. You could not fill in the hit scan system and just do muzzle, flash, and hit system and select hit scan. It'll still do the damage and everything. So let's just take that. Is primary type, right? If it's not a primary type, it won't fire from the primary set area, which I'll get to that in a second when I show how to add your own ship. Or if you do select it, it'll select from primary. It'll shoot from primary. Um, the damage type, you don't need to fill that in, but there's some provided ones that have different effects. Again, I go into that in the longer tutorial. The damage amount, you can set that to whatever you want. As you level up by collecting power-ups, it's not really leveling up your power-up, the damage amount will get multiplied. So if you put 10 at level 2, it'll be 20, and so forth. The fire rate, you don't want to set that at 0 because that makes no sense. I don't even think that would work. So you'd set it like 0.3 would probably be the minimum it should be. Right? I don't know why scrolling the mouse wheel did that, but whatever. You'd set the colors, say blue, orange, and you set what it's either it's semi-auto, it's charged, it's a burst, or it's full auto. Let's set to full auto, right? And let's just give it a system because let's see, we made it a hit scan, so let's give it a hit scan system. I'm not going to give it anything else. Let's just give it a laser system. There we go. Yeah, we use this. It's fine. Okay, so this new gun, right? If you want to use it in your game, it's pretty much all set up, I guess. Yeah, we put that. You know, again, you can monkey with these things on your own, add your own sounds and effects and all that. The icon and the description aren't really used yet. They're meant for the menu, and it will be in there in a future update. But you can ignore those unless you have your own icons and your own HUD or whatever. Not HUD, but they're meant to show up on the weapon screen. You'll see that in a second. So if we just leave that, I'm not going to save it. But so if we take one of these and we copy it, we bring it over here. Now this is how weapons are collected in the game. So this is just a universal weapons drop. And what you do on the details is there's the data table, and you're just going to select the row, which we use new row. It doesn't even have to be the same name as what I put. And as you can see, it says gun. It's using the color that we set and everything. So we go and grab it. And go over here. It should work. Let's see. All right, there we go. So it has no sounds or anything. It does do damage because we gave it some damage. So let's see if it damages things. Actually, looks kind of cool. So we shoot this thing. Right, there's no muzzle effect. It's just coming straight out, and there's no hit effect because I didn't add one. But I just wanted to make this a quick video for that. So now that's how you do. Well, never mind this. That's because I probably set color parameters. Oh yeah. That's showing up because I didn't give it a muzzle or any of that other stuff. That's fine. That's fine. If I had given it a muzzle, so let's just give it a muzzle so I don't look like an idiot. So let's just give it a muzzle effect. Yeah, let's just give it that. Let's give it a hit system. Let's just type in hit. Yeah, that's fine. So now if we do it, we're not going to get those errors. Right. It's very easy to make See, look, no errors. All right, good. So now, in order to add your own ship, simple. You would just let's go to the content drawer real quick. Um, so you go to blueprints, and you can pick either you can subclass it from the ship base, which would mean you'd be using your own flight model, or you can pick flight model 1 or flight model 2. The difference between flight model 1 and 2 is flight model 1 is more like a jet plane, and flight model 2 is more like a UFO. And also, the UFO sort of has like a fixed cannon, whereas you can aim much better with the first flight model. I'm eventually probably going to change things about Flight Model 2 based on feedback, but that's a whole nother story. So what you would do is you would right click on the flight model you want to use and go to create child blueprint class. Now we're going to pretend we did that, and I'm going to show you on the actual the flight model itself. All you would need to do is add some arrows or any other component. You could use any component. I just use arrows because it's the easiest, at least for me. And then on those arrows, where you want them to shoot from on the ship, as you can see in this ship model, it has these two fixed cannons, part of the model. So I put the arrows in front of them, right? So you add your own arrows, and you can add as many arrows as you want. Go nuts, right? So you got an arrow, and what you have to do is you come down to the tags, and you add a tag by clicking the plus. Since we already have it here, we're not going to do that. And you must name it the same exact thing right here, primary weapon, with a space in between primary and weapon, and both words capitalized. And that's where your primary weapon will shoot from. If you made a secondary weapon, or if you want, this thing to fire secondary weapons as well, you make an arrow and you do secondary weapons. Same naming convention, capital, both words, and a space in between them. No spaces after. And that's it. And again, you can add as many arrows, primary, secondary, whatever, as you want to your model, right? You would, if you want to change the body model, you just, click on this and change it to whatever you want, right? So if we wanted to put it as, let's say this model here, do that. And then, of course, we would shift the arrows around to shoot from a different space or whatever, or add more arrows and name them what you want to name them, whatever. So I'm just going to undo all of that. I'm not even going to save any of this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I just wanted to make this a quick video. I'm not going to, drone on for 2 hours like the other video. That one goes far more in depth into all of the systems, all of them except the planets and stuff, which I'll make a whole other video of that in the future when I update the planets to be blueprint editable. Right now, you just got to edit the materials. But again, this pack is not really about the materials and things. It's more about adding your own jet to the flight models, adding your own weapons, and then you basically have your own, space flight, you know, dog fighting combat type game. Um, and again, like I said, the enemies, all the other stuff, it's all gone over in the other video. So I just want to make this one quick. Hope people find it helpful. And if you got any questions, feedback, anything, just let me know. Um, you can reach out via Discord. That's my name there. If you actually bought the pack, I'll add you to a Discord channel, whatever. I'm not going to do none of that, you know, uh, making you beg in the comments or the reviews or all of that. I find that sickening. But anyway, yeah, so hopefully that is a quick and easy way to show you how to do this. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll get back to you. And other than that, I think we're done. All right, great. See you.